Hello guys, I am Roosevelt, and in this video I'll be showing you how to design a social media poster in Adobe Photoshop. So without wasting much time, let's get started. The width, that's this side, is 1080 and then the height is 1350 pixels. So 1080 by 1350 pixels. Now let's start by adding some guides on our worksheet. So to add the guides, go to View, Guides, and select New Guide Layout. Over here, set the left margin to 100 pixels and set the right margin also to 100 pixels. Then click on OK. Now let's select our background. So what the next thing to do is that let's import our models image. So I'll drag and drop my models image over here. Then I'll press Command T or Control T and just resize the models image. Something like this is okay. Then push it down. So yeah, this is okay. Now what we do is right click here and select the object selection tool. With the object selection tool active, just make a selection around the model. Make a selection of it. So gently draw around the model like this. Nice. Now let's wait for Photoshop to make the selection for us. Perfect. So now that the selection is active, with my models image selected, I'll click this side to add a layer mask. So in a way, it has cut out the model from its background, but then when we disable this side, the background is still there. But I want it this way. Now let's check this side. There's some kind of orange color over here, so let's reduce it a little bit. With the layer mask of our model selected, go to Filter, Other, and select Minimum. Over here, set the radius to 0.7 pixels and set the preserve size to roundness. Then just click on OK. Nice. Let me change this side to model. Okay. Now that we've imported our model and then cut it out from its background, what we do is we'll import our background image. I think we have to, there's some white thing showing over here, so let's push our model down with it. Okay, nice. Now let's import our background image or our pattern image. So I'll select my pattern image or background image and then drag it onto my worksheet. Now press Command T or Control T and resize it this way. Nice. Now what we do is, with the background layer selected, go to Filter, Blur, and select Gaussian Blur. Over here, set the blur radius to 5.0 pixels and click on OK. Nice. So after blurring our background, you can see that the background is covering our model's layer. So now we can't see the model over here. So let's select our background layer and then just drag it down. Place it below our model image. So now our model is showing over here. Now let's zoom in a little bit. So I think something like this is okay. So now select the model's image. Then go to FX and select drop down shadow. Let's add some shadows to our model. So in the drop down shadow, set the blend mode to multiply. Set the color to black, and the color code for black is 6 zeros. Then what we do is just with this particular side, the distance has to be 4. The spread has to be 17%, then the size has to be 70 pixels, and just click on OK. So when you zoom in again, now you can see that there is a drop down shadow on our flyover here. Nice. With the model layer still selected, let's enhance our model's image a little bit. Let's sharpen it. So to do that, make sure the models layer is selected, and go to filter and select camera raw filter. Okay, now let's zoom in a little bit. So we start with the lights. And the lights, let's set the exposure to 0.25. So let's go with an exposure value of 0.25. Now let's go ahead and then add some contrast. So with contrast, let's go with a value of 24. Let's reduce some highlights from our image. So we will set a value of minus 34. With the shadows, let's leave it to 0. Then let's add some white. So with the value of white, let's go with 40. Then with blacks, let's go with the value of 3. Now let's move on to color. And the color, let's set our vibrance color to 19. Then let's set our saturation value to 10. Now that we are done with the colors, let's move on to effects. Under effects, let's set our texture value to 10. Then let's set our clarity value to 25. Now let's move on to the last one, that's detail. Under detail, let's set the sharpening value to 80. Then set the noise reduction value to 20. And the last one will be color noise reduction. With that one, let's set the value to 10. Yeah, I think 10 is okay. And just click on OK over here. Nice. So now you could see that we've enhanced our image. Okay. Models layer selected, press Command G or Control G, group it and then name it model, so that we know that that group contains our model. Nice. So after enhancing our model's image, let's add our text. So select the type tool over here, click this side and then type out the word urban. It should be capital letters. So urban. Just resize it like this. Let me change the font color. So I'll change the color to white and click on OK. If with your Photoshop you can't find the character panel here, just go to Window and then select character. It will pop up over here. Now I'll change my font style to Anthem. So let's go with Anthem regular. Then set this side to minus 25. Okay, yeah, just set this side to minus 25. Then press Command T or Control T and resize the text. Let's place it somewhere here. So just take your time and then resize the text to touch the edge of to touch these two guys over here. Nice. What I'll do is I'll reduce the size a little bit so that I can see through the text. Then I'll push my text down a little bit because I'll be placing my logo at the top part of the image. So I'll place my logo over here. I think this part is okay for me. Then I'll push the opacity back to 100. Now what I'll do is I'll press Command J or Control J once again, select the bottom text and drag it down. So let's go with let's go with something like this. Press Command J or Control J again, duplicate it, select the bottom one and drag it down. Something like this is okay. Nice. Now what we'll do is select the first text layer over here, set the fill value to 0%, then go to filter and select stroke. So under stroke, what we'll do is set the stroke size to 4. Then the position should be center. The blend mode should also be normal, and then set the color to white. And the color code for white is 6Fs. then click on OK and OK. Nice. Now we have our text here. I'll select these 3 text layers, press Command G to group them, and then name them urban. Now we are done adding our text here, but then you can see that the text is covering our model's face. So what we do is we will push it back, and to push it back, select the urban text group, then just drag it below our model's image. So something like this is okay. Nice. So after doing that, you can see that, let me do this. So you can see that the urban text is showing over here, the white text is showing our background, but then it isn't showing that well. Although it's visible, it isn't that visible in the way. So let's darken the background a little bit for the text to really pop up. So to do that, select the pattern image or the background image, then click here and select solid color. The solid color, set the color to black, and the color code for black is 6 zeros, and click on OK. Now let's set its opacity to 10. Nice. So we've darkened our background a little bit, and then now the text is showing. With the color fill or the solid color over here layer selected, press Command G or Ctrl J to duplicate it once again. Then place it on just on top of our model's image. Something like this, okay. Then set the opacity all the way to 100. Now, what you have to do is to select the layer marks over here. Then select your gradient tool, place your mouse somewhere here, and hold down the Shift key, left click and then drag down. Nice. Now you see that we fade the top part of our flyer. The reason why I did that was I want the bottom part to be a bit darker so that when we place text there it will show. So select the color again, then let's set its opacity to 30%. So 30% opacity is okay. So you can see that nice. We've darkened the bottom part of our image a little bit. And select it again, press G on your keyboard to select the gradient and then adjust it. So let's go with something like this. Let me check. Nice. After doing that, I'll select all these layers, press Command G or Ctrl G to group them, and then I'll name them BG, that's background. Now I know that this group contains my background. Nice. Now let's import our paper cutouts image. So I'll select my group, my folder, then I'll drag the torn paper over here. Now what I'll do is I'll press Command T or Ctrl T, and I'll resize the right side to match the guide. I'll place it on the guide over here. Then with this one, I'll drag it inside. Something like this is okay. Now let me show you the reason why I did that. So before that, let me position it well. Okay, so somewhere here is okay. Now check something. When I center the torn paper, with this one I've centered the torn paper, and after centering it, if you look at it like with your naked eye, you see that it doesn't show that it's really in the middle. But when you push it to the right side, something like this, and look at it again, like automatically your eye tells you that it's in the middle. So that's the reason why I pushed it to the right side a little bit. So with that done, what I'll do is I'll select my text tool. If I click here, it will affect the urban text at the bottom of like at the back of the model. So what I'll do is I'll place it somewhere here, click this side. Still it affected the urban text at the back. So what I'll do is I'll turn up the visibility of the urban text at the back. Then I'll click this side and add my text. So let's add urban text. You can't see it because it's at the back of our model. I just have to drag this up. Now I can turn the urban text group back on. The visibility of the urban text group back on. Then with my urban text over here, let me center it. So I'll press Ctrl A, then click this side to center my text. And let me zoom in to my urban text over here, and I'll push it down a little bit. Let me change the size. So with that one, I'll go with let's go with 31. So let's set the size. So okay, let's go with 42. Yeah, so this is okay. Let's place it in the middle again. Nice. So let's push it down. Let's place it in the middle of the cutout of the torn paper. So let's place it somewhere here. Just gauge it with the eye and then everything will be fine. Nice. Let's change the color. So with the color, click here to open the color picker and just pick a color from this side. Shouldn't be that much. Yeah, something like this is okay for me. So with mine, the color code is 060E18. So 060E18. Then just click on OK. Now I'll press Command J or Ctrl J to duplicate my urban text. Push it up like this. Let me change the color so I can see what I'm about to write. Highlight it and then let's change the text to legend. Nice. So with that done, let's change the font to a font called Artifact Regular, and let's change the font color. So let's go with the color code of FD3F10. So the color code is FD3F10 and click on OK. Now let's set the font size. Let's go with the font size of 31. That will be okay. Press Ctrl A and then click this side to center it. Now just push it down. Let me zoom in. Push it down like this. Nice. This is okay for me. I like this. So what I'll do is I'll slide this. Let me close my background group. I'll slide these 3 layers: the legend text layer, urban text layer, and then the torn paper layer. Then I'll press Command J or Ctrl J to group them and rename it to empty. That's main text. So now I know that my main text, that's urban legend, is in this group. Nice. Select the top group over here. We are left with the magic part, the last part. Let's add some effects to our design. So to do that, I have some effects Photoshop file over here. And also, don't worry, there will be a link in the description where you can download, where you can get access to all these resource files. So just double click here to open the effects. When you open the effect, the only thing you have to do is to select the effects group, press Command C or Ctrl C to copy, go back to your worksheet and press Shift Ctrl V or Shift Command V to paste the effect, and then voila, we have the effect over here. Let me place it somewhere here. Nice. But I'm left with one thing. I forgot to add my logo, so I'll turn off the effect over here. Then I'll select this. Let me import my logo. I'll just drag my logo here. Press Command T or Ctrl T and then resize it. So let's go with something like this. Then I'll place it at the top. So let me zoom in, push it down. Let's go with something like this. Then I'll push it up a little. But then, because of the color of my logo, the logo isn't showing that well. So I have to change the logo. So the logo layer selected, go to FX and select color overlay. Now set the color to white and click on OK and OK. When you are done, press Command G or Control G, group it and then name it logo. Nice. Now we can turn the visibility of our effect back on. Nice. So you could see that we have our effect over here. The effect contains of just 2 items, and this is a duplication of the bottom one over here. Okay. So now we have our effect on our flyer, and then there's something that we have to do. We are trying to create some concept. So just let me explain the concept. So we see with this part, we want that side to look like that part of the flyer is ripping off, like someone is ripping that part off. So with the effect on it, it looks weird in a way. So because of that, I would like us to clear this part so that the effect won't affect this part. And to do that, open the empty group, hold down your Control or Command key, and left click on the torn paper to make the torn papers layer active, like the torn papers selection active over here. Close the group, make sure the effect group is selected, and click this side to apply the effect. But then we made a mistake. After applying it, we wanted to get rid of the effect on the torn paper side, but then it's rather applying it to that part. So we have to correct it. And to correct it, make sure the layer mask is still active over here, and just press Command I or Control I to invert the selection. And then we'll have our effect affecting the flyer, but then except this place. Okay guys, so this is how to design a very nice social media poster in Adobe Photoshop. If you like this video and then haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Also like, comment and share with others.